Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. Today, we have a sovereign citizen American state national who decides to go pro se and makes himself look like an idiot in court. So let's begin.
Yes, 36th District Court is back in session with the Honorable Reagan Evans presiding. While court's in session, there's no reading, walking, talking, driving, eating, smoking. When your name is called, please give your full and undivided attention to the court. Good morning, Your Honor.
All right, good morning. This is the People versus Carlos Durham. Ticket number 203978842. Count one, drove by license not valid or improper license. Ticket number SP11540063. Count one, drove by license not valid or improper license. And it looks like we're here for a review on ticket number U40128517. The conviction is disorderly conduct. Good morning, please say your name to the record.
I'm here, Your Honor. My name is Carlos. My name is Carlos of the Durham family, and I'm here as executor of the estate named in this matter and beneficiary.
You want to tell us you eat paint chips without actually telling us that you eat paint chips? So you're Carlos of the Durham family, king of the single-digit IQ clan, and ingester of all things lead. You got any other stupid shit you want to say before we get to your case?
And I appoint you, the judge, as trustee to dismiss this matter.
You can't appoint me as a trustee. I'm not the trustee on this matter. I'm the judge of this matter. And we're not dealing with any beneficiaries or any of that. You're dealing with the defendant. And it's my understanding that you are Carlos Durham and you're the defendant in this matter.
Do I have a right to subrogation? Does the prosecutor give me the right to subrogation? Do I have a right to subrogation?
I don't even know what that is. What's subrogation?
I require subrogation.
What is that?
You don't know what subrogation is, Your Honor?
I don't.
Okay. Are these proceedings being recorded?
Wait, what? Are you just gonna move on and not define what subrogation means to the judge, or even why it would apply in this situation? Essentially, the right of subrogation is the right to substitute one party in for another. It's most commonly used in insurance claims where the payer of a claim will then pursue damages against the responsible party. So no, Carlos, you cannot subrogate yourself just to avoid taking responsibility for your actions.
They are.
Is your bond and oath of office valid, current, up to date, and still in effect?
I'm an active member of the bar.
For the record, please present your bond and oath of office to the court.
Yeah,
Is the prosecution bonded for this matter?
The prosecutor is not present right now, Mr. Durham, but I don't have to do that. So
I'm here at special appearance, and I'm here for the purposes of demurrer. All rights reserved under my full God-given name, Carlos Lorenzo Durham, as indicated by this birth certificate.
Mr.
Right
Durham,
here.
Mr. Durham,
I am also the sole beneficiary for this legal entity.
You're also batshit insane. This sovereign citizen nonsense has worked on sitting judges exactly 0 times, and I don't think Judge Reagan Evans of Detroit is gonna be the first whether you subrogate on yourself or not.
Mr. Durham, everything that you're stating does not apply to this court, sir.
So the Supreme Court and the Constitution doesn't apply to this court? What jurisdiction is this court operating under? Common law or admiralty jurisdiction?
What do you mean admiralty jurisdiction? Look outside. Do you see a fucking ocean? The 36th District Court of Detroit operates under Michigan state law and under the laws of the city of Detroit, which are constitutionally granted to the individual states by the 10th Amendment.
Because those are the only 2 jurisdictions that's mentioned in the Constitution. Which jurisdiction is this court operating under?
Either. We're operating under state law.
So it's operating under statutory? Is it operating under statutory jurisdiction, Judge? Because if it is, I need to know the rules and procedures for statutory so I can defend myself. Because you tell me where I can find a copy of that?
Mr. Durham, we're operating under the law of the city. These are city ordinances and these are misdemeanors.
Those are not laws, ma'am. I'm
So
American
here,
State
Mr.
National,
Durham,
ma'am.
Mr. Durham, these are your options today. This is, one is already set for a review because it looks like you already made admissions. It looks like you pled guilty to one charge
I
already.
didn't plead guilty to nothing. I didn't plead guilty to nothing, ma'am. I didn't plead guilty to nothing, ma'am. A judge was operating.
Mr. Durham,
I didn't plead guilty to nothing, ma'am.
In my last video, someone pointed out how these literary degenerates never seem to not use double negatives in their videos. So I replied how I would seek out the next double negative just for them. And god damn it, in the very next video, we get a double negative that's not worth not talking about. Because Carlos, if you didn't plead guilty to nothing, then you are literally saying that you did plead guilty to something. Which, ironically, he did.
Mr. Durham, how this can work, we both can't talk at the same time. So you need to be respectful and let me say what I need to say. I've let you say what you needed to say. So you need to let the court speak now. So you've already pled guilty, sir, in 2017, or no, your plea date actually was October 4th, it looks like. And you were charged with offer to engage the services of another for an act of prostitution. It was amended to disorderly conduct. And so we're here for a review on that matter.
Oh, Carlos, say it ain't so. Did you really get busted trying to buy some booty? So you were actually telling the truth when you said you didn't plead guilty to nothing, because in fact, you did plead guilty to disorderly conduct to avoid being prosecuted for solicitation of prostitution.
Then you have 2 charges of drove while license not valid or improper license. The offense date is October 18, 2020. And then there's another drove while license not valid or improper license charge with the offense date of January 14, 2021. Now, today, you can either set these for, they're already set for a pretrial. So you can set this for a trial, which it could be a bench trial, where the court, meaning the judge, myself, would decide if you're guilty or not of these offenses, or you can set it for a jury trial. Those are your options, sir.
So my option today is not to challenge jurisdiction, because when jurisdiction is challenged, everything must stop and jurisdiction must be presented. You must prove your jurisdiction. And I'm challenging it right now. Everything must stop and you must prove your jurisdiction right now.
Are you completely oblivious to where you're at right now? You're in court for traffic violations that occurred within the Detroit city limits. So yes, the 36th District Court of Detroit does indeed have jurisdiction over you whether you consent or not, and no, the judge does not have to stop the proceedings just to prove to you that she does.
You're incorrect, sir. I don't have
Ma'am, I'm incorrect. Your oath of office says you're supposed to uphold the Constitution and all laws pursuant. The Constitution says I have rights, and you're not giving me, you're violating my rights by not telling me what jurisdiction we're operating under. Prove your jurisdiction, ma'am.
I'm not violating your rights, Mr. Durham.
Prove your jurisdiction, ma'am.
I don't have to prove my jurisdiction.
So yes, you do, because jurisdiction, when it asked to be proven, must be proven. If you're exerting authority over me, you must prove your authority. Prove your jurisdiction, ma'am.
Mr. Durham, what we'll do is we'll set this for a jury trial. And so
I want a jury of my peers. I'm an American State National, so I get 6 American State Nationals as my jury.
Yeah, okay, Carlos. Do you even know how hard it is to get 1 day pass from a mental hospital, let alone 6? Not to mention, a jury of your peers, defined from a judicial perspective, is nothing more than a group of adults. But what it doesn't mean is that you get to go out and handpick 6 of your fellow Neanderthals to decide whether you're guilty or not.
I need the prosecution to send me my right to subrogation in writing. I need your oath of office and your bonding information so I can make sure you are who you say you are and who you claim to be and what your duties and responsibilities are. All public officials must be bonded. I need all of y'all for full disclosure. Am I getting full disclosure right now, ma'am? I need full disclosure before I can make any decisions.
I've told you all that. So
no, you did not tell me all that. I need the name and the address of your bonding company and your policy number to make sure your oath of office is current. I need all of that.
That doesn't apply here, Mr. Durham.
Really now? The law doesn't apply to you. You're above the law is what you're saying.
So I'm going to set this for a jury trial, sir. What I'll do is, do you want to retain your own attorney or are you going to represent yourself?
Ma'am, I'm only here for the one purpose of subrogation. Nobody has given me nothing what I asked for, but you keep trying to force yourself on me.
Carlos, if any women out there were trying to force themselves upon you, then you wouldn't be out there paying for pussy.
I'm not forcing anything. You're here for something that doesn't apply to this court, Mr. Durham. If you're here for
So why don't you
subrogation,
dismiss the
then that
case?
doesn't
Because I
apply to
was
this
not
court.
driving,
You
I
are
was traveling, ma'am.
Mr. Durham, you are here as a defendant. You're not here as a
No, I'm not here as a
representative.
defendant,
You're not here
ma'am.
as a beneficiary.
I'm
You
here as a
can't
beneficiary,
come-
ma'am.
You cannot come here and tell me how it's gonna work. That is not how it goes.
So I need
Now-
full disclosure. Am I getting full disclosure?
Absolutely.
Yes or no?
Yes.
What jurisdiction is this court operating under? Common law or admiralty jurisdiction? Which jurisdiction is this court operating under? Statutory
The
jurisdiction?
jurisdiction of the city of Detroit. under
Is
the
that
jurisdiction-
statutory? Is that statutory? Because the city of Detroit don't get to overrule the Supreme Court or the Constitution. And it says if it tries to do that, everything you do is null and void. The Constitution overrules the law of the land, and that's what I'm under.
In order to be heard by the Supreme Court, Mr. Durham, you have to first go through the district court. And if
No, ma'am, that's not true. That's not true, ma'am.
Agree with it, then you can appeal it. But as of now, you're
I
right
asked
here
to
in
see the lawyer's bond. I asked to see the attorney's bond. I asked to see the contract you have, so I can.
Do you want to retain your own counsel, Mr. Durham? He's muted. We'll just, yeah, it just looks like that you're supposed to pay the fine of $50. So we'll just have you pay that on the next day, by the next time you come back, which will be January 17th. So you need to pay the $50 by January 17th. At 8:35, which is your next court date, and then your jury trial date is February 7th at 1:35. All right, so you are all set, Mr. Durham.
Mr. Durham is saying something, but he's still muted.
Mr. Durham, you are muted, sir. I don't know if you know how to unmute yourself. It's the bottom left-hand corner.
I object to these proceedings.
Your objection is noted, Mr. Durham. So you got your jury trial date, and then you have your pre-trial date, the final pre-trial.
Okay, when is the prosecution going to send me all the evidence, including the witness,
So,
the
yeah,
damaged
that's
property,
discovery.
and the injured party's name? I need to know everybody involved. I need all this information.
Of course you do. Mr. Durham, what that is called discovery. And you have to do a request in writing. for your
Ma'am,
discovery.
Ma'am,
send it
I'm
to
not part of
this
your
court.
society. I don't have to
So-
follow those rules and regulations because you can't tell me where to find the
So,
rules
I'm
and
gonna give
regulations
you-
for statutory
Mr. Durham,
jurisdiction.
Mr.
Where can I
Durham,
find a
you
copy of the rules and procedures for statutory jurisdiction? Because that's what you're operating under, statutory law, right? A statutory jurisdiction. Where can I find the rules for that?
Mr.
Can you tell
Durham,
me where I can
have-
get a copy?
Well, you are on a Zoom call, so you do have internet. Now all you have to do is look up the Michigan court rules on their very publicly available website at courts.michigan.gov. And if that doesn't help, then you can always call the courthouse and speak to the court clerk and ask them where the rules and procedures are publicly posted. Now, what you can't do is just sit back and expect everyone else to do the work for you when it was you who decided to drive. Travel while operating a motor vehicle without the appropriate license. So now, let's all sit back and watch a Crayola taste tester go through a sovereign citizen handbook.
You have your request in writing for discovery, okay, sir? And she should be able to give you the police reports or whatever she has. She can email it to you so that you can prepare for trial.
Are you going to give me your oath of office and bonding information That's including the name, address, and policy number of your bond? Are you gonna give me that?
I don't even know what all of that is.
Your public officials surety bond, just in case you violate my rights. All public officials must be bonded. You don't know what a bond is?
No, I don't.
I'm gonna write the treasurer, and they're gonna tell me the name of your bonding company. I'm gonna write the treasurer.
Myself, so, I'm giving.
So you're not
all the
bonded.
information that
So you're
you
not
need.
bonded, is what you're saying?
I've given you all the information that you need.
Okay.
This hearing, so you are all set, Mr. Durham. Unless you had other questions, you are all set, sir.
Yeah, I do have questions, but you won't answer them. You won't answer none of my questions. Are you operating under a statutory jurisdiction, a common law jurisdiction, or admiralty jurisdiction?
This matter is concluded, so you're all set.
Oh, so okay, I understand now. The bully tactic. Don't nobody want to answer questions, but they want me to comply with. I don't understand that. How am I supposed to have compelled performance if y'all don't want to answer no questions?
God damn it, another double negative. The judge isn't answering your questions because the judge's role is to rule on the facts and law and not to give legal advice. If you want legal advice, get yourself a lawyer. Okay, so it looks like this one picks back up on January 17th, and you know that I'm gonna be there to bring it to you. So if you liked the video, leave a like. If you disliked it, leave a dislike. But don't forget to leave a comment below and subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss part 2. I'm Team Skeptic, and I'm out.